Hello, this is Dr. Paul Firnhaber here at Lincoln Disc and Nutrition Center in Lincoln, Nebraska, with another edition of 10 Minutes of Truth. So today we're going to be tackling a topic that probably not a lot of people know about. The name of the topic is called Hormones in Cosmetics and Personal Care Products. So what this talk is about really is how many women, some men as well, are exposed to estrogen and other hormones inadvertently, unknowingly, that they use in their personal care products. So for example, if a product says that it will moisturize the skin and make it softer, and it actually does do that, it does make the skin younger and softer, guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed, there's estrogen in that product. Because estrogen is the only thing that can make skin soft and supple. There is no chemical anywhere that can soften the skin. It has to be a product that the body is familiar with. So the problem with this is that a lot of cosmetics and personal care products are putting estrogen in their products, and it's an undisclosed on the ingredients. So they're putting it in, but they're not putting it on the ingredients. So why is this bad? It's because an accumulation of estrogen, especially in women, can lead to breast cancer and other types of cancer, and that's a serious issue. And one of the reasons, certainly not the only reason, but certainly one of the reasons that there's been such an explosion in breast cancer is the added ingredient of estrogen in women's personal care products. So there is an article in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, Clinical Oncology, that came out in 2009, August of 2009. And the authors of this article went out. They wanted to find out why so many women are getting breast cancer. So they went out and they bought all these personal care products and had them tested. And they found that many of them, even most of them, had estrogen in it. And this estrogen, as these products are being used by women, the estrogen in those products accumulate in the body and contributes to breast cancer. Well, here's another article. This is December 17th, 2008. It says some moisturizers contain estrogen, though the ingredients don't list it. It says hormone receptor positive breast cancers can grow when they're exposed to estrogen. So women who've been diagnosed with hormone receptor positive breast cancer are told to avoid products containing estrogen, such as hormone replacement therapy and birth control pills. A study found that certain skin lotions contain forms of estrogen, even though these ingredients weren't listed on the label. These results were reported at the 2008 San Antonio Breast Cancer Symposium. The researcher who did the study had been diagnosed with hormone receptive positive breast cancer and was using a lotion to ease dry skin problems she had after chemotherapy to treat the disease. The lotion worked so well, she suspected that it must have some form of estrogen in it. So she sent samples of 16 skin lotions to a lab for testing. 6 of the lotions were found to have some small levels of estrogen in them. It is not clear whether estrogen is absorbed through the skin can influence hormone receptor positive breast cancer, but as pain and nicotine patches show, medicines can be absorbed through the skin. Here's another article. This is out of Medical Hypotheses, which is this 2007, which is certainly one of my favorite journals of all time. And it says personal care products that contain estrogens or xenoestrogens may contribute increased breast cancer. It says we hypothesize that the use of estrogens and other hormone-containing personal care products in young African American women accounts in part for their increased risk of breast cancer prior to menopause by subjecting breast buds to elevated estrogen exposure during critical windows of vulnerability in utero and in early life. These early life continuing exposures to estrogenic and xenoestrogenic agents may contribute to the increased lethality of breast cancer in young women in general and in African American women of all ages. Public disclosure by manufacturers of proprietary hormonally active ingredients is required for this research to move forward. Here's another article. Hormones in personal care products. Hair products such as hair relaxers and hair dyes marketed to women of color sometimes include placental extracts, which are likely to contain natural progesterone and estrogens. Estrogen may be added to some anti-aging creams for their effectiveness in raising collagen count and increasing skin hydration. Hormones, especially estrogens, are added to anti-aging cream because of their effectiveness in raising collagen and promoting skin hydration. Together, these two factors are thought to decrease the wrinkling of the skin, but they can also increase a woman's total lifetime exposure to estrogen. Increased exposure to estrogen has been linked to the development of breast cancer later in life by causing rapid cell division of mammary tumor cells when they are present. Research indicates that the use of products with hormones, such as hair products for infants and children, may be linked to early puberty or early sexual maturation, which may increase the risk for breast cancer later in life. Scientists have proposed that the use of these hormone-altered products may be contributing to the increased incidence of breast cancer, especially among young African American women who use these products more frequently than their white counterparts. So, what can we do? Well, first of all, if you're using these products and you're using them to soften your skin and get rid of wrinkles and they're working really well, chances are really great that your product has estrogen in it and you should stop using the product. Now, the thing that I want everybody to understand is that this can happen in men's aftershave lotions as well. There's aftershave lotions that contain estrogen that make the skin smooth. Well, what effect does that have in a man? Well, I don't know that it increases his incidence of breast cancer, but it does cause lowering of testosterone, elevation of estrogen, and a feminizing effect in men, and it can lower his libido. And so if you're using like some sort of an aftershave lotion to soften your skin after shaving, you might want to stop that. You might want to just not do that, because corporations and companies that produce these products aren't always honest about what they're putting in. And in order to sell products, in order to make their products work better so people want to buy them, they add hormones. And down the road, this can cause some serious health issues in both men and women. So that's just a word to the wise. I hope this you find this informative. And if you're using these products, you might want to consider switching over to something more natural, maybe something like, olive oil or coconut oil or something that's not going to raise your estrogen levels. So that's about all that I have for today. And I will see you next week. I'll be out of the office, but in 2 weeks, we'll be back with another edition of 10 Minutes of Truth on Wednesday. This is Dr. Paul Firnhaber at Lincoln Disc and Nutrition here in Lincoln, Nebraska. If you're interested in talking to me further about any health issues, our number is 402-488-2220. We'll see you again in 2 weeks.